Sean "Diddy" Combs, the renowned music mogul and entrepreneur, is currently embroiled in a legal battle that has captured the attention of the nation. He is in a New York City courtroom facing a series of very serious charges that could have significant implications for his future. These charges are not just minor infractions, they are grave accusations that could lead to severe consequences. The charges include sex trafficking, which is a heinous crime involving the use of force, fraud, or coercion to exploit individuals for commercial sex acts. Specifically, sex trafficking means using force or tricks to make people engage in sexual acts for money. This charge alone carries a heavy weight and has serious legal ramifications. In addition to sex trafficking, Combs is also charged with transporting someone for prostitution. This means he is accused of facilitating the movement of individuals across state lines for the purpose of engaging in illegal sexual activities. Lastly, he is accused of being part of a racketeering conspiracy. Racketeering involves a group of people working together to commit a series of criminal acts, often for financial gain. This charge suggests that Combs was part of an organized effort to engage in illegal activities. If found guilty on all charges, Combs could face a very long time in prison. The severity of these charges means that he could be looking at decades behind bars. In fact, he could even get a life sentence, which would mean spending the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. Despite the gravity of these accusations, Combs maintains his innocence. He has publicly stated that he is not guilty of the crimes he is being accused of. His legal team is working tirelessly to defend him and clear his name. They are challenging the evidence presented by the prosecution and arguing that Combs is being unfairly targeted. This trial is important because it involves serious accusations that could have far-reaching consequences. The outcome of this case could not only affect Combs' personal and professional life, but also set a precedent for how similar cases are handled in the future. The outcome could change Combs' life forever. A guilty verdict would mean a complete upheaval of his current lifestyle and could tarnish his legacy. Many people are watching to see what the court decides. The case has garnered significant media attention, and the public is keenly interested in the proceedings. The courtroom is filled with lawyers, reporters, and members of the public. The high-profile nature of the case has attracted a lot of attention, making the atmosphere inside the courtroom very tense. The atmosphere is tense as everyone waits to hear the testimonies and see how the case unfolds. Each day brings new developments, and the anticipation is palpable. The prosecution argues that Combs used his power and influence to exploit women for his own gratification. They are presenting evidence and testimonies to support their claims. They claim he was the head of a criminal enterprise that profited from the sex trade. The prosecution is determined to prove that Combs was not just a participant, but a leader in these illegal activities. As the trial continues, all eyes remain on the courtroom, waiting to see how the evidence will be weighed and what the final verdict will be. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, gave a shocking testimony. She claimed that Diddy physically hurt her many times. According to Ventura, the abuse was not just occasional but rather a recurring nightmare that haunted her throughout their relationship. This included punching, kicking, and even trying to hit her with a cooking pan. The violence, she said, was unpredictable and could erupt at any moment, leaving her in a constant state of fear and anxiety. Ventura also said Diddy forced her to have sex against her will in 2018. She described the incident in harrowing detail, explaining how she felt powerless and trapped. In her testimony, Ventura described being forced to participate in drug-fueled orgies that Combs called freak-offs. These events, she said, were not just about sex but also about control and domination. She painted a picture of a dark side to Combs' glamorous lifestyle, alleging that he was controlling and abusive. Behind the glitz and glamour, Ventura claimed, lay a world of manipulation and fear. Ventura's testimony was emotional and detailed. She spoke with a trembling voice, often pausing to collect herself as she recounted the traumatic experiences. She recounted specific instances of abuse, including dates and locations. Each memory seemed etched in her mind, a testament to the lasting impact of the trauma she endured. Her lawyer presented photos and medical records as evidence to support her claims. These documents, they argued, provided undeniable proof of the abuse Ventura suffered. Diddy's lawyers fought back against Ventura's claims. They were quick to challenge the validity of her statements, aiming to discredit her testimony. They said there were problems with her timeline. According to them, the dates and events Ventura described did not align with other evidence. They pointed out that Ventura kept in contact with Diddy after the alleged abuse. This, they argued, was inconsistent with someone who was supposedly living in fear. They think this is strange if she was truly afraid of him. The defense suggested that her continued association with Diddy undermined her claims of abuse. Diddy's lawyers also suggested that Ventura might be after Diddy's money. They implied that her testimony could be financially motivated, casting doubt on her intentions. The courtroom was tense as both sides presented their arguments. The judge and jury listened intently, aware of the high stakes involved in the case. Supporters of Ventura gathered outside the courthouse holding signs and chanting slogans. They believed her story and wanted justice to be served. The media covered the trial extensively, with reporters providing updates and analysis. The case had captured public attention, sparking debates about power, abuse, and justice. As the trial progressed, Ventura remained resolute. She hoped that sharing her story would not only bring her justice but also help others who might be suffering in silence. Another important witness was Dawn Richard, a well-known figure in the music industry. She is a singer and songwriter who has worked with many artists over the years, including Diddy. Her testimony was highly anticipated due to her close professional relationship with him. Richard told the court that she saw Diddy act violently towards Ventura on multiple occasions. She described specific incidents where his behavior was aggressive and threatening. One time she said she saw Diddy attack Ventura in his kitchen. She recounted the details vividly, explaining how the altercation started and how it escalated quickly. The judge is still deciding if everything Richard said can be used in the trial. The defense team is challenging the admissibility of her testimony, arguing that some of her statements are hearsay. This is because some of what she said might not be directly related to the charges against Diddy. The court must determine if her observations are relevant to the case at hand. Several other people have also taken the stand, each providing their own accounts of Diddy's behavior. Their testimonies are painting a broader picture of his actions and character. One was a security guard who said he saw a video of Diddy hitting Ventura. He described the contents of the video in detail, noting the severity of the violence depicted. Another witness claimed Diddy paid him to have sex with Ventura while Diddy watched. This shocking revelation added a new layer to the allegations against Diddy, suggesting a pattern of coercive and abusive behavior. A special agent told the court about finding drugs at a hotel where Diddy was arrested. The agent's testimony linked Diddy to illegal activities beyond the immediate charges, potentially strengthening the prosecution's case. The prosecution aims to establish a pattern of behavior that supports their allegations of sex trafficking and racketeering. They are meticulously building their case, piece by piece, to show a consistent and troubling pattern. They are presenting a case that suggests Combs' actions were calculated and part of a larger criminal enterprise. The outcome of this trial could have significant implications for all involved, and the courtroom remains tense as each new piece of evidence is revealed. The trial is still going on. It has been difficult for everyone involved. The judge has even expressed frustration at how long Diddy's lawyers are taking to question Ventura. This case has gotten a lot of attention from the media. There is even a podcast about it called Bad Rap: The Case Against Diddy. Since the allegations became public, many brands and organizations have stopped working with Diddy. This shows how seriously people are taking these charges. It is important to remember that Diddy denies all the charges against him. The trial is ongoing, and the jury has yet to deliberate on a verdict. The outcome will have significant implications for both Combs and the alleged victims in this case. The world is watching as the justice system works to determine the truth behind these serious charges.